Imagine starting your educational journey in sunny Southern California and then moving all the way across the country to Connecticut in order to obtain your master's. For our guest today, that is just one part of her story. Welcome to Education Chat's seventh episode of Season 5, From the IE to the Ivy League. Hello, everyone. My name is Natalie Hinton, and I am your host for Education Chat, a podcast by students for students in the Inland Empire. Did you know that approximately 82% of community college students that obtain an associate's degree then go on to receive their bachelor's? There are 12 community colleges in the Inland Empire that give people their start, but I want to share the story of a specific student who began her educational career at Crafton Hills College. She successfully joined the 82% of students to get her bachelor's after obtaining 3 associate's degrees, but then also went on to get 2 master's degrees, with one of those degrees being awarded from Yale University. Our guest also navigated the challenges of higher education with a learning disability of her own. In honor of Disability Pride Month this July, I am joined by Pargoal Arab, a recent public health graduate from Yale University. Thank you so much for joining me today, Pargoal.
Thank you.
Would you go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience?
Hello, everyone. I'm Pargoal Arab. I recently graduated from Yale School of Public Health, so I have an MPH.
It is incredible to hear that you made your way all the way to Yale, but you started at a community college. Why did you want to start your educational journey at a community college?
So I have two disabilities. I have a learning and speech disability. So I think at that time I was just not ready to go to a four-year university. So I started a community college, and I think it was just the right decision.
Yeah, I feel like it's the right decision for a lot of people because you're able to kind of take courses more at like your own pace. You're able to stay closer to home and just kind of be able to get those accommodations to really help you learn. So I know that you were in the College Honors Institute at Crafton. Was that a good experience? I know you did a lot of research during then too.
Oh, it was really good. I think that's how that experience sparked my interest in research. My research topic was the public attitude towards climate change. So that was my first exposure to research. Dr. Brink, he helped me. We did the research. Then I got to present at many conferences, including UC Berkeley, UC Irvine, and I think at Cal Poly Pomona or on Chapman University. So I think that was just a really good experience. Being in an honors program was just really nice. I got to meet other people that were inspired to just do more. So yeah, it made me realize I like research. So
And then afterwards, you went ahead and went to a university. You went to UCLA, right?
oh yes, I applied to many universities, but I got into UCLA and I transferred to there. That's like around 2 hours away from my hometown. So it wasn't too far away, but far enough where like I'm on my own. And I like entered when I was 22. And before then I was living home with my parents. So that was just a really good experience, just being independent and starting somewhere new, in a new city. But that comes with its own challenges. If you spend your whole life living with your family, you just learn so much about yourself once you live on your own, just how much you depend on your parents and your loved ones. Um, so there's that experience and also this starting at a complete new place. I I love it, but it was really challenging.
Yeah, and do you feel like transferring to a university to pursue a bachelor's degree was a difficult change for you?
Oh yes, I community college, the classes at UCLA, maybe it's also this UCLA in general, but the classes were challenging. It really, at community college, I was doing well. I aced everything. Then once I transferred to UCLA, it really challenged that. I had to put too much, like I have to try harder, and this I had to figure out a new way of like doing well. I
Hmm.
think also another challenge is community college, it's usually a commuter school. So like I go take my classes, I go home and I study. But UCLA and like other schools, I lived in the dome, so I was surrounded by people. They always wanted to do something. That was nice, but it like took my focus away, so that was another challenge. So you have a good social life still, but you have to, it's really about time management and prioritizing class over your social life.
Yeah, and then what about going from getting your bachelor's degree and then getting a master's? Because I know you got one at UC San Diego, but also now at Yale. What was that kind of difference from bachelor to master's?
So I applied for a master's my last year at UCLA. I think for that master's, it was a 1 year master's program. So I figured it's not a huge commitment. So I got in. And honestly, so UC San Diego and UCLA, they're both on quota systems. So since I studied at UCLA 2 years out of quota system, I was already used to everything. So it kind of just felt the same, especially since I went directly from UCLA to UC San Diego. It felt like nothing changed. So I was kind of in the momentum. So that was nice. So it wasn't that challenging. Then after that, I worked for 2 years at a nonprofit, and then I got into Yale. So that one was a little bit challenging in the sense that I was working, so I was not used to the academic life anymore. But that one wasn't as challenging either because it was on semester system, and I maybe this is my opinion, but I feel like some grad classes are easier than undergrad classes.
Really?
Yes, I think it depends. If you're going into law school or mid school, that's a different story, but
Do you feel like you've always had a plan to pursue higher education, like getting your master's, or did that goal kind of evolve over time?
I I feel like it evolved over time because for the longest time, I just wanted to do a bachelor's. For me, I'm just like I just want to get educated.
Mhm.
But after that, I just realized I wanted to do more. I wanted to learn more. So
Yeah, now you have how many degrees at this point? Like three associates, a bachelor's, two masters, collecting everything in the book. Is a doctorate in your future somewhere?
I am open to it, honestly. I'm currently looking for jobs. But honestly, it depends. If I don't find a job, I am open to a PhD. But ideally work for like 2 or 3 years, then go back.
And obviously, like six or something degrees later, how did you stay motivated when things got difficult?
I think this going back, I think it's really important to just go back to the beginning of journey. Like I was at community college for 4 years, and that's a lot of time and commitment. So I just remind myself of like how far I have worked so far to get to this point. I said just continue.
Of course. I mean, once you start, you might as well finish it, right? Even if it takes a while. I mean, that's the best thing about community college. I feel like no one's really like rushing you. Some people are like 2 years, get your associates, but it took me like, a little bit longer than that to get my degree. And it was still a great, process because we both went to Crafton Hills College and we were both in the College Honors Institute program too. And I feel like we both had very good experiences and it helped us then go to our respective colleges too. But now I want to know, after your second master's degree, what are your future plans?
So my future plan is, I'm still interested in research. I'm still finishing up some research projects at Yale. So I do want to get involved with research somehow. Either that's through a PhD program or this joining an organization and just continue doing research. But as of right now, this finding a job, um, so I haven't really discussed what my interests are, but definitely something in the public health and environmental field, maybe like an intersection between that. Researching how climate change, air pollution, the LC systems impact health. So something in that field, then work hopefully like at least 2 years, then hopefully get back into a PhD program. And it's okay if it's not like directly that way. I don't it doesn't have to be exactly it. Like you said, like 2 years in community college and that. It's okay. Like, I think the journey matters the most, It doesn't like, because I think also a community college was nice is like you said, like, no one's rushing you. Like, take your time. Um, so I think I am open overall. Like, ideally, I want to reach those goals, but like, it doesn't have to be right away.
Yeah, life has its own path because you never know what opportunity you're going to be able to find next to kind of improve yourself, you know? And I wasn't aware that you had a learning disability. Is that something you want to talk about or share?
Oh, yes, so growing up, I had like two disabilities, a learning disability. That's mainly with like reading and writing. I excelled at math. I still love math. Then the speech disability. So I went through like speech therapy through that. And I guess when I say this, like I think oftentimes, especially learning disability could discourage you. I kind of felt like I wasn't qualified for education, like as a kid, in high school, like, oh, I'm not worthy of this because I have a learning disability. But I met, in community college and even like UCLA, I met other people with learning disabilities. Still, you know, they love education. Like maybe it'll take longer but they're still interested. And I also learned that like there are multiple ways of learning. It doesn't have to be the basic like read or write. It could
Yeah,
also be through audio.
exactly. Yeah, because some people are like audio learners or visual learners, that kind of thing, and everyone has their own different kind of study methods that like works for them and stuff. Do you feel like any of your learning disabilities like kind of like affected you a lot in like getting your bachelor's and your master's?
Oh, yes. I think when things are rough, I always go back down to that, like, oh, is it my disability? So I definitely have those days.
Yeah.
Um, I think also I forgot to mention, I think a lot of transfer students experience this, but imposter syndrome.
hmm
Like when I transferred to UCLA, I felt that. Also my friends, my classmates, they felt the same way too.
Because you're going to this big giant school, and especially coming from like a community college, and then boom, you're living in the dorms, you're living away from family. It's like, am I really supposed to be here? But obviously you are. You have completed so much and accomplished so many things. So I want to know, do you have any advice for students who may want to pursue higher education like you did?
This, go for it. And I think it's the time. Oh, like, something I learned is it's never too late to start. Like, maybe like you graduate high school and you're not ready to go back to school. It's okay. Like you could maybe work 1 or 2 years. Because I feel like we're always concerned about time, but like, especially if you're in your 20s, you have time. And and even if you're not 20 anymore, like you could still start an education. I met at community college, I met a lot of people that were over 20. And that I thought that was cool. I'm just like, it's never too late. I think also like if you're going to community college, like definitely explore your options, like take different classes and try get involved. Like I think it's important to explore your interest too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Pargoal.
Thank you for inviting me.
Pargoal's story is proof that no matter where you start, you can accomplish incredible things. You might feel pressured or like you're falling behind when you see other people around you pursuing their goals, but everyone has their own path. The most important thing is to understand what works for you and to learn what resources are available for you to make your start. If you find yourself questioning your potential, just remember where you come from is part of your power. Thank you for pursuing this episode of Education Chat, and I hope to chat with you again soon.